It is important that politicians stick to their word.
Now listen to that. You hope all politicians stick to their words, particularly before a budget, but this is where it gets a bit interesting. You told me a year ago, days before the 2024 budget in Chogham, you said we made an absolute commitment that income tax wouldn't go up, national insurance wouldn't go up, their VAT, as in working people, wouldn't go up. I said that in the campaign, we're going to keep those promises. Will you make that commitment again today?
Well, Beth, we're going to set this out in just a few days.
That wasn't a clear answer, was it? And I'm afraid it didn't get any clearer. I asked the Prime Minister 12 times if he'd recommit to his manifesto promises not to raise taxes on working people.
Decisions will be made and set out in full in just a few days' time. Beth, we're going to set this out in just a few days. You know that the decisions will be made and set out in full in just a few days' time. The principles will be fairness. Well, we're going to set out our plans.
Look, we know tax rises are coming. The government no longer seem to be preparing to raise income tax rates, but they are looking at raising taxes. But they could be coming for workers in other ways. A freeze on income tax brackets could raise billions and push up taxes for working people. And that's why the Chancellor explicitly ruled this out in last year's budget.
Having considered this issue closely, I have come to the conclusion that extending the threshold freeze would hurt working people. It would take more money out of their payslips. I am keeping every single promise on tax that I made in our manifesto. So there will be no extension of the freeze in income tax and national insurance thresholds beyond the decisions by the previous government.
When I asked Keir Starmer about that, he told me this.
The principles will be fairness, and the three things that I'm bearing down above all else is protecting our public services, the NHS, cutting our debt, which is vitally important, and dealing with the cost of living crisis. It's only a matter of days now to the budget, and we will set out our plans in that budget. I've set out what the principles are, and I can tell you, I mean, politics for me is about who do you have in your mind's eye.
It's working people, and you're going to put their taxes up.
I have in my mind's eye people who are struggling with the cost of living, who can't necessarily make ends meet.
Now, you won't have to wait much longer for this budget, but from the sounds of things today, this is a Prime Minister that could be about to break his promises.